let me put it this way, it's a very easy decision to make when you see the Township of Verona. Verona, it's a community that is, I feel they're second to none. Verona, the people, when someone needs something and someone is in need of anything, where may it be they have a problem with a house fire, or someone may be ill, or something like that. I'm really proud to be a part of this community, that people, the way they come together and the way their compassion of the people in this town. Again, I am in my second term here in Township of Verona, and I'd like to continue to serve. I have a lot more that I would like to accomplish in the next 4 years in this community.
I decided to run for office because I feel like we have a bit of a leadership vacuum. I started going to town council meetings about 5 years ago when we were about to get hit with a very large tax increase that I did not feel was justified. And when I started hearing from the town council their reasons behind wanting to vote for the tax increase, it did not seem like they were putting the individual work and effort into reviewing these things and figuring out what's really going on in our budget, what we're spending money on, how the town operates. It seemed like they were operating more as a rubber stamp than a real review body and a management body. And I just want to see a stronger council. I want to see people that manage the manager actively. I want to see them set goals and targets for him. I want them to set the tone as to how we operate in the town, how we treat people, how we treat citizens. I want them to be responsive. I want a transparent government, lots of open information. I don't think that there's anything to hide or any secrets here. And it seems like when citizens come forward to the town council and the governing body, they're not necessarily welcomed. People get shouted at in the council chambers. You ask for information, generally you're just not going to get it. It takes Oprah requests and lawyers and arguments to find out things that should just be on the town's website. I really want to try and change the way that we work here. I want to change the tone. I want to change the results. I want to manage the town for the townspeople's best interests. I want to manage the tax rate a lot better than we have. I think that we are way over where we should be. And I want to make sure that this is a community we can all be proud of. I want to make sure that we can all stay here as long as possible and that nobody has to move out of town because they can't afford their tax bill anymore.
I ran a campaign that I was very proud of 2 years ago. I came up 1 vote short, so that tells me that my message resonated with the residents of town. I'd like to build on that this year and bring those perspectives into the town. I see things at council meetings that I think is doing a disservice to Verona. Constant bickering and choosing sides just for the sake of choosing sides doesn't do anybody any justice. I want to stop that. I can work with anybody. I've worked with a number of different people on different committees and commissions, and I think the Verona people of Verona deserve better than we're getting right now.
Well, Lillian, I ran for office 4 years ago because I felt like I could make a difference, and I was unhappy with some of the decisions I heard the council making. We saw taxes going up year after year, tax rates were increasing, and there was always an excuse that we're getting great services and this is just how things are. And it didn't make any sense to me because you can still sometimes get more bang for your buck and still enhance services and maintain the tax rate or the tax levy the same. So I thought there was an opportunity here to make a difference. I decided to rerun again, or try to rerun for council in this next election and put in another 4 years. Hopefully I'll be elected, because I felt like we have made progress. The votes are now challenged on both sides. There is good dialogue going back and forth, and I felt like in the past we had 5-0 votes with very few questions on why we're doing things a certain way. So now we're getting more explanation, we're exposing what's going on, and I really feel like running it's very important. Residents and taxpayers deserve the voice of Councilman Ryan and someone like myself to represent the taxpayers, to stand up to the wasteful spending, to stand up to the no-bid contracts, to stand up to the jobs that are created but not posted for a select few, to stand up for the friends and family that get all the jobs, to stand up for what's right, for transparency, for fiscal discipline, and really behavior. We've noticed behavior is critical, and it's an obligation for the taxpayer to pay their taxes. And it's a responsibility for us to maintain the tax rate and pay our bills on time. But to have a job in town, people should be very appreciative. So it's important to recognize the difference, and I want to make sure that behavior and we respect the customer, which is the taxpayer. And whether you're a councilman or whether you're the manager, we can't forget who the customer is and the services that we're providing to that customer. So again, it's an obligation to pay our taxes, but it's a privilege to work for the town. And I really feel like these next 4 years, we're going to really be able to effectuate change and move the town in a direction that is more fiscally responsible, maintaining all the services we need, but getting a better bang for the dollar.